Okay, so hello, my name is Claire O'Malley. I am a research associate in the School of Health and Life Sciences at Teesside University, where I work on public health projects focused around food security, health and well-being. My role involves academic research, which relies heavily on community connections and relationships. And I also work very closely with lots of local organisations and community members to understand different challenges that people face, to co-develop practical evidence-based solutions that respond to real health and well-being needs. And a key part of my role, I suppose, is ensuring that research isn't just something that happens here in our university, but that it's translatable so that it's something that's accessible and meaningful and has a positive impact on people living in our region and wider. I think I've probably been most inspired by the communities that I work alongside. I think just seeing and hearing stories of how people live their day-to-day lives and the challenges that they face, but also about their resilience and the creativity and generosity that they collectively use to navigate issues such as food insecurity and other health inequalities. I find that can be incredibly motivating. And their lived experiences really have shaped how I approach research myself. I think that listening to people, building that trust, and forming a collaboration is really important to keep that at the centre of everything, particularly in research. And I've been inspired by other women working in public health and community research, and I'm really lucky to work alongside my colleagues such as Amelia, Helen, and Andrea, who value and embody qualities such as empathy, integrity, and kindness, which can sometimes be short within an academic environment, and showing that meaningful change often happens through relationships rather than just recognition alone. Yeah, so working in research, particularly as a woman and in a part-time role, can sometimes mean feeling overlooked, I would say, from my own experience, and just sometimes have your expertise underestimated. I find that can also be a real big tension between academic expectations and the administrative and emotional labour that is involved with community-based research and work. I feel like I've navigated this by learning first and foremost to advocate for myself, but also seeking out the support from other colleagues and staying grounded in my own values, even when they are challenged, which is quite often. And over time, I've realised that success doesn't have to follow a single path, which is quite often pushed in the world of academia. And that things that matter most for me are not just about collecting the data and publishing findings. It's about my responsibility and advocacy for other women in similar part-time roles, and also for the communities that I work with. And I think it's a very privileged position to be in, and I respect that, in that my role creates a platform for those who are often feel unheard. And I think in their voices lies the knowledge that we can use and create change that will benefit those within communities that need it the most. I'd encourage women and girls to trust their experiences and their own values, because they really are a strength and not a limitation. And I think you've got to push back on those, even if it doesn't feel like they fit the academic norm. I think in terms of research, I'd say that innovation and change doesn't only happen in scientific labs or educational spaces, which I think people often perceive research like that. They happen in communities through conversations and work like that. I think don't feel and wait until you're really ready and confident to be able to contribute in those areas. I think you've got to look for work and positions that align with your own interests and values. And this can sometimes take time, so don't be disheartened. I think finding people who support you and remembering that making a difference doesn't always have to be loud and driven from the ego is really important as well. I'd just like to say how proud I am to work in the Northeast and to be part of research that's rooted in the places and communities that I was raised myself. I believe that listening closely to local voices is essential for creating healthier futures and lives. And I strongly believe that locally driven research can have a powerful effect, which can lead to national, systemic, and policy changes at population level, which is really important. And I think that I know that I feel really privileged to be a member of an amazing research team who all happen to be women, and that we are actually contributing to that process.